Welcome to episode 6 of Conversations with Black Women.
It's just crazy that anybody ever told you what you
Hello, and welcome everybody. We have a special guest today. We have Miss Rafyah, my girl. I've known her for years. She is the owner of NaturallyNeat Cleaning Services. I'm so excited to have you on the show today to hear about your business.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. So I was just telling Rafyah before we came on that I was a part of a program called Entrepreneur Works, and they flashed her across the screen as a success story, and I was like, yes,
Oh,
I know
wow.
her. And they were just talking
That's
about
so
how
dope.
she came in with the idea for one business and ended up doing something different. So I just think that's a testament to being open and being coachable and being able to really listen to those that have done it before you. But before we get into that, tell us a little bit about NaturallyNeat. What do you do? Where are you located?
Okay, well, naturally neat, like she said, Entrepreneur Works, because Entrepreneur Works was called the Philadelphia, it was called something different before it became Entrepreneur Works. So when I decided I was doing water ice and I was in class one day, so I'm just trying to get the short version of it because I could talk very long, but I'm gonna get the short version. And not very well, because. So I'm in class one day, and Mr. Earl actually invited his it's a close friend he has, and the guy actually was talking, and he talked like the guy from the commercial Dry Ice. He was like so dry, like I lied to you not. I forgot his name, but he was talking just like him, and my mind drifted off. And when it drifted off, I don't know, just my spirit was like cleaning company. And when I started writing, when I started thinking about it, I was like, okay, what I want to do with this cleaning company, I want to make sure it's non-toxic. I want to make sure that I don't use no harsh chemicals. And around that time, that was '07. Now, think about in 2008, I didn't realize when I actually birthed Naturally Neat, that was around a recession. That was around the time that stuff was changing as far as Whole Food was not that big. It was only certain people that went to Whole Foods, but now everybody goes to a Whole Food. Everyone goes to a Trader Joe's. And then I ended up going back to college that year. I went because I have a chef degree as well. So that year I ended up 2008, Naturally Neat, the restaurant school. My son was probably about 5 years old at the time because I had him in '04. And everything was changing about the food industry. So when the food industry was changing, that was where now I think it was called what the hell or something like that, or one of those. It was something like that they was talking about, and they was injecting the food. So I
Oh, What
can't
the Health on Netflix,
what
that show?
the yes, it was
Yeah,
something with the
yeah.
health. And then years ago was something else that came out. So I was like, okay, if they're already, and then I started changing my eating anyway, because I was like, okay, if I'm going to be this person and speaking on it, I have to change the way how I'm eating, and I have to change the way what I'm using inside my household. I've been stopped using bleach. Now let's think about it. We all grew up using those type of chemicals because our parents used them and their grandparents used them.
Right.
That was the thing. So it was like, all right, they're showing how they're harming these chickens. They're showing what they're doing to the cows. And so the more that I got into and I started the business, and how the way I came up with my name, because that day in class, I am writing these names down: fabulous, unique, marvelous, unique something. And at the time, and she's still my girlfriend to this day, Nafisa Bilal, she owns Hair Crave. I called her and I was
That's
like,
my
nah, I
girl
think,
too.
yeah. I said, nah, I think I'm gonna start a cleaning company. I gave her the names. I told her all the names like unique, fabulous, neat, something natural. She called me back, was like Naturally Neat Cleaning Services.
Yeah.
And from there, I got the name. She was like, listen, my sister does marketing. She connected me with her sister. And Jamila ended up doing like all my stuff off of Vistaprint. So from that time, stuff has changed because, in business, I thought when I got into business, I was about to be making all this money. I'm like, yo, I'm about to be like Jay-Z
Right?
and Puffy.
Not
I was about,
Jay-Z.
yes, I was like about to be like Jay-Z and Puffy. It's about to go down and all
Right.
this good stuff. But I didn't know that, in the forefront, they show us what they show the glitz and glamour, but they don't show the actual
Work.
the real work. And
Right.
that's what it is about. It's about the work that comes along with behind the scenes. Um,
Let me ask you this. How did you get your first client? Like when you decided, hey, you got your marketing material, you put the money out for that. How did you get your first client?
oh man, so check this out. So Nafisa, um, her name is Miss Rachel Goodwin. She was working for the Germantown Chronicle. I came into the shop one day and she was there, and Nafisa was like, "Hey, see, I just put an ad in. You should look it up. You should, check it out." So I was like, "Okay." I talked to Miss Rachel. She said, "Oh, baby, I can get you inside the paper. Tell me what you want to do." And I still have the receipts and all that. Put my first ad in the paper. The first day, I lied to you not. The first day I put the ad in, someone called me. They lived now. I'm from uptown, so Price Street goes a long way. I'm on a 1300 block. Someone from all the way down, I think like the 500 block of Price reached out. It was a corner house. That was my
Mhm.
first client. My first client. Yep.
How did you
So,
feel going in
and
there? Did you already have like what products did you use? I know you wanted to keep it, organic and healthy, but you didn't have
oh,
your product
okay.
line at the time. Like, what did you use and how did you feel going
No.
in
So I go back to using going to Whole Foods. I started doing my research. Now at the
there?
time, Nafisa's sister did some research and Clorox came out with Greenwork. So it was like 99.9 less toxic. And I started using Greenworks. And then as time went on, I would go to Whole Foods and see what it was a product called Ecova. Now
Mhm,
Mrs. Meyer was out, but she only had a few products, so I would use Mrs. Meyer's.
mhm,
Another thing is I could not use like the Airwick or the Glade or the Febreze. So I stumbled upon just using essential oils. And that's
mhm,
how I pretty much developed what you have now, the Neat Signature Scents,
mhm,
multi-purpose air freshener. I will use that because it's like, okay, if I have the products along with the air freshener, you're pretty much kind of getting into a place of using the essential oils. So now it's
mhm,
aromatherapy. So when you're coming inside somebody's house, you're not going to smell bleach from us. You're not going to smell ammonia. You're going to smell something aromatherapy, and you're going
mhm,
to find something that's going to really put you in a good mood and be like, wow, what did you
mhm,
use today? So that
mhm,
lemongrass stuck out to like everybody. And
mhm,
once I pretty much started using lemongrass, I started using other essential oils, doing my research, the lavender, the sweet orange thyme, just and then another thing what I was using was certain things that still had a disinfect part of it, using peroxide. It's not
mhm,
it still does the same thing as bleach, but it
mhm,
wasn't less harsh on your skin,
mhm,
less harsh when you smell. And then as you think about it health wise, people was already eating, what was being injected. And then on top of that, you're cleaning your house. So all those chemicals is going inside your body. That's developing a disease now.
mhm,
And they might
mhm.
say, oh, you got that because it might be, a health issue. So you have to really pay attention what you was putting inside your body. And so we wanted to find a solution. And our solution was to use a non-toxic chemical.
Mhm. And you have
Because you have a lot. Okay.
a whole product line now.
Yeah, so I started out, I just finished up this year, going to 24. I just finished my the cleaning products. Now before I was working on the air freshener throughout the years. I just actually, to be honest with you, throughout the years I was working with different people, but I finally just got an actual formula for the Neat Signature scent last year. And then this year I developed the cleaner products. So the
Okay.
end of this year, yeah. So that was like a goal. And things don't happen overnight. It might look like, oh no, this has been a 15-year process.
Mhm. And then that's dope too because again, it's a signature product. People will remember you like, hey, she has her own products when she comes in,
Right.
and they smell really good. I smelled them at the book signing event.
Oh,
They
right,
smell
right.
really good. They're non-toxic, so that's really something that will make your business stand out from the rest.
And
Over
then
the
we have our air freshener, our car
okay.
freshener. So I use the car freshener because, when you use the regular car freshener, it has the toxins inside of it. And
Mm-hmm.
this right here is a reusable.
Oh, is it?
You don't have to throw it away. And
Okay.
then on top of that, see, I have let me see. I didn't think I was going to be showing you this, but I have a spray that comes along with it. I have the spray that comes along with it, so you don't have to toss it. You can actually
Mm-hmm.
use the spray to spray your car
Mm-hmm.
freshener again.
Okay.
So this is the actual. So I put this inside of um the package. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like your complimentary spray. And
Okay.
then so if you don't, this is the sweet orange thyme. You just
Mm-hmm.
pretty much spray it. And then now, like I said, we finding solutions with the other car freshener. It's chemicals inside of it. It's not reusable. And
Mm-hmm.
so with ours, it's reusable. It's not no harsh chemicals inside
Yeah.
of there. And you're pretty much, say if you had a hard day at work and you spray one of our sprays, you're like, this is the sweet orange thyme. Sweet
Mm-hmm.
orange is uplifting. Thyme is an
Yeah.
antibacterial, antiviral. So you're
Nice.
killing germs and you're smelling good at the same time. And if you're allergic to this, now something ain't right.
Yeah. You said something right. Oh, let me ask you this. Over the years that you've been, you know, working your business in the beginning, I'm sure you face some challenges, and even now you might face some challenges, but can you just tell me about a time when, there was something crazy that happened that you had to overcome, something in your entrepreneurial journey or something with one of your clients, going into homes? I'm sure something may have happened.
Well, I think it's always something that's going on, but I think it's just how you, as my operational manager would say, you want to do more. Well, let me see. Let me just damage control, and we focus on damage control. Not that it says happen a lot, but we value our customers. So if someone is not pleased, our goal is to make sure that we do our best to
Mm-hmm.
go back, and we just we're just all about customer service
Mm-hmm.
because that's how the business lives. That's how
And
the
that's
business
something that's missing
survives.
right now in a lot of businesses right now. Having
Right.
a good customer service and being able to manage challenges that come up and handle them correctly.
And another thing, like you said, what happened has now I put this in. I was working with a contractor, and he gave me the keys, and I actually like made a mistake and lost them. And just so happens I was nervous because sometimes when you're in business, you're afraid because you don't know how the outcome going to be. But
Mm-hmm.
just so happens he ended up having an extra key, so it
Mm-hmm.
worked out perfect. Or you have a situation with a customer may not be satisfied, and that I'll say I've been in business for 15 years. I say that's rare that it does happen to
Mm-hmm.
me, but when it does happen, we make sure that we execute it and we follow up, and we want to make sure that we please that customer. Not
Mm-hmm.
because customers is always right, but we just know that we want to make sure our customers, that's what we thrive on, is making our
Mm-hmm.
customers feel good and along with their homes.
Mm-hmm. And that's good for your brand reputation. You want when people to think of
Right.
Naturally Neat, you don't want them to think of a bad experience, because we know that people will report a bad experience way before they'll start talking about a good experience. So you want to make sure that the last thing they remember is, oh, they came back out, they fixed the problem. So yeah, I love that.
Right. Well, I just had a situation too that where I always tell, even on my website, I tell people now, because just once, that's another thing. It just comes with growth and experience, and you
Mm-hmm.
tweak, you see what's working and you see what's not working. I had a customer that had a service. I always tell people to please make sure, check everything, because I don't want, that's like pretty much like yourself. If you do somebody here, a lot of times people are afraid to say, oh, this was wrong or that was
Mm-hmm.
wrong, because sometimes people don't accept that feedback. So even on the website, it says 4 eyes is better than I think two,
Mm-hmm.
because my eyes and your eyes, so that's why I say 4 eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So if even though you might consider me as a professional, you still have to go look as well. And if you see something, please tell me. Don't be afraid. We're here to correct the problem. And did a tour. Person said, "Oh, everything is good. Oh my God, it's lovely." And sometimes too, a lot of times people, if their house haven't been cleaned in quite a while, I have to explain to them this is not a one-time thing. This is something that has to be constantly done over. I'm not a magician.
Right.
I come in, I make sure that you're going to get 100%, but you cannot have this expectation and expect something to happen overnight when you haven't cleaned your house in the last 10 or 15 years. I'm just being honest.
And then,
So we have
you
to
make everybody feel comfortable too. I remember I was talking to you about my house and you were kind of like, don't worry about it. Don't be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that. Like, customer service is key, like making somebody feel
Right.
comfortable. And then, when you have that, a lot of times the price, a lot of other
Right.
objections don't even matter. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you feel like, oh, I'm comfortable with this person. I trust this person.
Because I'm not trying to go on nobody, because I know, I've been in business for quite a while. There's so many cleaning companies. The cleaning company business, the cleaning business is so watered down. I'm not there to be in your house longer than I'm supposed to. If you go on my website, we have a 2-hour cleaner, a 3-hour cleaner, and a 4-hour cleaner. I want to get in and I want to get out, and I want to make sure the job is right. I'm not a cleaning service that when we go in there, are we trying to linger and get more money? Then you need to sit down with your accountant and make sure your price is right. And I want to make sure the person is comfortable. And it's times where I go into someone's house and I try my best not to get too comfortable, because my operational manager say, you want to let them know that you're not the actual owner. But then when they start talking to me, it's like, wait a second, are you the owner? And I'm
Right.
like, yes, I am. But then sometimes when they know that you're the owner, that can cause a problem too. It could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing, because they can get all cool with you. Oh, this is that, this and that. And next thing you know, it could turn. So you got to just be careful. You just got to cover yourself. You just got to make sure. And I always say, I want to be the iPhone of the cleaner business, because Steve Jobs is no longer here. But with that product, he still have, everybody runs for it. That iPhone is $1,500. That's somebody's mortgage. That's somebody's car note. That's some food. That's some marketing. But same thing here. We want our product to be actually just to the, even though I have a formula, I still want to get my stuff tested. I want to make sure, I want to say, oh, this is tested. There's nothing that you can say about it, because I have invested my money to the next level of getting my product tested.
Who was the first person you hired in your business? Like, what was the first hire that you did?
The first hire. The first hire. Wow. If I think about 2008. So my little cousin, her name is Michelle. We call her Mother. I hired her to do a job for me one time. When we did it together, she actually left me because how bad the person's house was. She was like, girl, I'm gonna come back. And then I have hired, my cousin's been supportive. They say don't deal with family, but you pick and choose. And I'm not gonna say all family is bad, but you just pick and choose, and you have to let people know this is a business, and I will fire you, because I have fired people before. That's my family. And you just have to realize I have a business to run. My stuff is, it may not seem like to other people from the outside looking in, but behind the scenes, I got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, because a lot of people, they start a business and the first thing they want to hire is a marketing team. They want to go get, a business coach. And it's like, you haven't brought any money in yet. A lot of times you can start off. I know you don't want to be a one-man show, but if you don't have the funds, you kind of want to be strategic in your first hire. That's why I was asking, like, did you have any advice for, somebody just starting out, not necessarily a cleaner business,
Right.
because you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur. What tips would you have, for someone just starting out?
I would just say the first thing I would say is build relationships. A lot of people now, that's a lost art. We have a new generation that people don't want to build relationships. They're just focused on charging you a certain amount, and then once they get the client, that's it, and that's all, and they move on. You know, for me, it was all about, even if I went to a networking event, if I went to a networking event back then, it was about, I don't care if I don't make a sale. I just need this person to know who I am.
Mhm.
You know, so I would say go to as many, and don't, you know, I'm not gonna say don't be afraid, because, you know, when I started my business, I was 25. So I think I was more so timid. You know, I would speak, you know, this is my
Mhm.
business.
Yeah.
Now my voice has, you know, say, okay, naturally neat cleaning services. Because at one time I used to talk so fast. And I still talk fast, but I try to
Mhm.
slow down and I think about it. But before I used to jumble it up because I have, as far as that confidence of saying, oh, because if you're from the neighborhood or from a certain part of the city, that's not normal really. You know, so you're
Mhm.
stepping outside of the box of your neighborhood, you're going
Mhm.
to networking events, people seeing you dress different. So I would
Mhm.
just say step outside your comfort zone. If you meet the right people will put you in the right place.
Yep.
If
Mhm.
you write down your goals and you set goals, because a lot of times people could be in business and the moment they don't make a sale or they just stop it, you got to still
Mhm.
keep going. You know how much stuff
Mhm.
happened to me while I was in business and I still had to continue to make sure I kept going. You know, a lot of
Mhm.
people don't know, but for many years, I didn't have a car and I had a
Mhm.
book bag.
Mhm.
So when I didn't have my car, I got on the SEPTA.
Mhm.
I didn't tell my clients, you know, and that's like if I got hired at SEPTA, if I got hired at Pico, how would you still get to work on SEPTA, the
Right.
subway? So I took that same concept with my business. It was times when I didn't have a car and I had my book bag. If you talk to any of my clients that really truly know me, they would say that
Mhm.
girl had her book bag and she had all this stuff inside. And you'd be like, how did she I'm pulling, and I had to figure out how to maneuver. That's the right word, right?
Maneuver.
Maneuver.
Yes.
And I did it well. I did it well.
Right.
And I think a lot of times people don't know how to do that. They just like, okay, whatever. It's not making no money. Just like if you go out today, like today, this morning, I went out and I passed out flyers. Now my goal was to stop, but I actually I went inside Lincoln Hospital
Mhm.
and I paid for parking and I walked through the whole parking
Mhm.
and
Put them on the
pretty much
car.
like put them on the
Yeah.
car. So, you know, that I was, don't get me wrong, but it's something I was like, oh my gosh, but I still did it. I felt it. I felt like, dang. But I was like, okay, you know what? I still went for it. So you still have to step outside your comfort zone. It's going to be a lot of times where you got to put your big girl panties on or your big boy
Mhm.
drawers on.
Mhm.
And it's been plenty of times I've been uncomfortable to tell somebody how I feel or I didn't want to fire somebody. But I think that comes along with being in business. And the more you do it, the more you have to have a voice.
Mhm.
Um, there's gonna be times somebody might try to get over on you, but same thing with anything. You just learning. You
Yeah.
know, and I think the most important thing is a lot of times people now don't talk about systems. That was a main
Mhm.
priority for me because I have actually had the opportunity to be in a few entrepreneur classes, and I was in cafe calling all female entrepreneurs, and Nicole Newman and Tara Colquitt, they made sure that you thought about what you wanted to do. It was about, what's your exit plan?
Mhm.
My exit plan, not knowing that I was doing this, I started developing products. That's my exit plan. I don't want to be cleaning, when I'm 60 years old.
Mhm.
Even when I'm 50, I give myself a good next, I'm 42. So I give
Mhm.
myself maybe till 50 and then continue to make sure that my business is where it needs to be. Prepare your systems, make sure you have a good accounting. And a lot of things too, I did a lot of bartering.
Mhm.
I bartered
You
a
know what?
lot. Once again, I build
Social media,
relationships.
social media is at fault for a lot of that, for people wanting to give up so fast because they see the lifestyle content that people are posting. Those people might not even be in their home. They might be somewhere else in an Airbnb posting this content. They may be in front of a
And
rented
that
car. You think that, and they're like, "Let me tell you how I made $10,000 in 6 months," not knowing if they made $10,000 or if it took them the 15 years behind that they're not telling you about.
Now
Like
let me
that's
just say this. Yeah, that right there. These people, when I hear people saying that, it's a lot of people that got a give for gab. And if let's be realistic, if you from the street and if you got a gig for gab, you can sell anything.
Mm-hmm.
People are selling people $10,000 just to speak to them. If they get 20 people to talk to them, that's why you reached your goal and telling people you're a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this for 15 years. And don't get me wrong, I have been very successful and I had some small wins, I had huge wins. But you're saying all this, but you're not telling nobody, get your systems in place. Talk
Mm-hmm.
to a lawyer, make sure your paperwork is in place. Make
Mm-hmm.
sure you talk to an accountant. There are free, there are like entrepreneur works. And that's another thing. I stayed in contact with them for so many years because I built a relationship. So when things come up now, like you just said, I didn't even think about that. They say my name because throughout the years, I didn't. I donated to them before. I have kept in relationships with people, and that's what people need to realize. Your relationships are that's your net worth, or however you want to say it.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's
that's
true.
like you, me and you've been knowing each other. You might say, "Oh, Rafyah." Now, same thing. Somebody like me, some here, but people gotta realize people do business with people that they like,
They
and
do.
people gotta realize that.
You'd be surprised.
And
I've been
that's
in
where,
rooms
right?
sometimes like, why I don't even belong here. I've had so many opportunities. Like I've interviewed people that I don't even know how I got the opportunity to interview this person. Like I've done so many different things and been in so many different rooms. And I always attribute it to the fact that I give back so much. Like I give to so many people that it comes back to me in other
Right.
ways. So you are a blessing, be a blessing to get a blessing type of thing. And I just love that, like, you always have such a bubbly and happy spirit. You're always, willing to help somebody else. And that's why your business is going to continue to grow and going to continue to flourish. I know you said your exit plan is the products, and this is my last question, so I know you got to go. But
Oh, no, it's
like,
okay.
where do you see the future of Naturally Neat? Like, where do you plan? Do you just want to, hire your team, sell your products, relax on the beach somewhere? Like, what are you trying to do?
Well, I think success is different for everybody. I think for me,
Mhm.
it's more so once again continue to make sure the product can sell itself. I have
Mhm.
the ebook that I, always promote that I want to be able to have people purchase the ebook, see if it's something that you would like to do, and then you could join Naturally Neat University. It
Mhm.
Naturally Neat University teaches you how to start your own cleaning business. We
Wait,
have
hold on. The
resources.
ebook is about starting the cleaning business.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, so the ebook, and that leads you up to like, wow, you know what? Let me join Naturally Neat University. So I pretty much when the pandemic happened, you had a chance. I just was still developing, and even before the pandemic, but when the pandemic, I actually connected with a young lady. Um, she wrote my ebook, and she did a good job when she definitely her name is Kalina, creative writing. She developed the ebook. I worked with another young lady during the pandemic. Her name is Kaliba Deborah. She actually created the foundation for Naturally Neat University. So I have modules. So I think for me, I have the products. What else I have? Just
It's all
and
this on
as
your
far as the
website?
team,
Can they get everything from the website?
all of
From
it's on my yeah,
and
because
what's
even
the
if you take a
website?
look at yourself, Khadija, like if you want to do your own
Mm-hmm.
www.naturallyneat.services. So it's
Okay.
www dot three W's dot
Mm-hmm.
naturallyneat.services.
Okay. Okay.
So I have this whole plan, and I guess this is what you said where, okay, I have it. I want to just continue to work with the right person that says, okay, here's the story, you got products, you have this. Let's put you now in a different position because I know it's people out here that have cleaning service, but you're not my competitor because I have
Mm-hmm.
so much more than what somebody's starting out to do because that's not my competition.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go and come to Khadija house and I come and this is the price and you want to pretty much say, oh well, I'm going to charge way lower. That's not my customer. I mean, that's not my. I'm not focused on you no more. I'm not even never been
Mm-hmm.
focused on nobody. I just been focused on. I'm very creative. I'm very grateful. I was presented through my spirit to birth this naturally neat, and I have a talent. Now, if you choose to be a crab in a barrel and want to steal an idea or do this, that's on you. But I
Mm-hmm.
just know that I've been very grateful to work with great people throughout the years and to keep developing naturally neat. Like I said, I want to be the iPhone of of the cleaning business. So I have to make sure that the products that I'm using, I want to be able to connect with great people. Like I said, I'm going to put that out there. And I would love for it to manifest. So I have my formulas. Now I want to get it tested.
Mm-hmm.
I get it tested.
It's going to happen. We're trying to put
Yeah.
together, we want to do a mastermind, a free mastermind. I'm not trying to charge nobody $10,000 to get in this mastermind. I just want to,
So I know you said you want to do mastermind. So that's real good.
yeah, I think it's going to be, a dope event. So I hope that you can make it and bring Nafisa with you with her boss coffee.
Yes.
I love that. Um, so what piece of advice do you want to leave our audience with?
I would just say stay consistent. Don't give up. Build relationships. You never know who can put you in that position. Don't walk past myself or walk past Khadijah because you don't think that we don't have the knowledge, because you never know who we might know. Like you said, people think because it's a Jay-Z or somebody got 10 million followers, you don't know our resources. So just talk to everybody. You just never know how you can build a relationship, and just keep investing into yourself and make sure you have systems.
Yeah, systems. Yeah, so it's definitely key to learn the business aspect of your business and not just the work that you're doing in your business. So thank you so much, guys. Make sure you're going to NaturallyNeat.services. Sign up for that university, get that ebook, and start some
We have our
Pennsylvania.
carpet
Get
freshness.
your air fresheners. The air freshener is dope, so make sure you get the air freshener at the very least. Thank you.
Yes.